Hello again. We've got some more breaking news for you, this time involving Arsenal's left-back Oleksandr Zinchenko. Now, he's completed a medical before a permanent move to Ajax. The Ukrainian international flew to Amsterdam today and he's agreed terms on a 6-month contract with Ajax. He'll discuss his long-term future in the summer. So just to confirm, Oleksandr...
Defense splitting pass from, Odegaard. But Gideon, what was the back line of Leeds doing?
I was about to get to that. So it all started from, when that ball had gotten to Martinelli down the right-hand side. And, Martinelli is a player, is a winger. You would obviously expect him to, you want to utilize the flanks to the best possible way and, possibly pick out, a target man in the box. Case in point, Gyökeres. I don't understand.
So here's my question now. Rondon and Bogle...
What were they doing?
What were they doing there? When he uses that physicality, Bogle...
But Rondon should have at least...
Rondon didn't even attempt. He didn't try to jump, exactly.
And that's where you now have to blame Leeds for just being, spectators there, ball watching, especially Bogle, because while you might fault Rondon for not even doing... Bogle was the closest person to Gyökeres.
He was holding him.
You could have tried to at least out-muscle this man.
Try to get into his front to begin with.
Fair enough. Position yourself well so that you can have, a better angle of trying to analyze the situation better and maybe out-muscling the man. Because winning that, 1v1 versus Gyökeres in terms of physicality, it's not a given. It's understandable, so I'm not going to fault Bogle to it. But if he had tried his best to cover his area on time before the cross had come in, maybe he wouldn't have put himself and the entire team in jeopardy, just compromising the entire back line and allowing that goal to go in. So I think Leeds, all the goals that we've talked about up until this point, have been largely due to defensive problems for Leeds. They were very poor at the back today, and they have themselves to blame.
Well, that will be the third goal scored for Arsenal, but there will be one more goal scored by the substitutes. And to be honest, a player who seems to be in fine form, and that is Jesus. He will come on in the second half to replace Gyökeres, another goal scorer, and blessing, he will get the fourth and final goal for Arsenal, and indeed, it was a beautiful goal, wasn't it?
Yeah. Odegaard again, a player that has been known to, have vision in terms of having quality passes or picking out quality passes, line-breaking passes, if you would add that.
And is flying into the UK this evening ahead of his Bournemouth medical, which will take place tomorrow morning. Now, the agreed fee is £24.7 million, with a potential £5.6 million in add-ons with no percentage of any future sale. Ryan has agreed personal terms, will sign a 5.5-year contract. It has been dubbed by many as the replacement.
Last few days, Spurs have said don't want to sell him. Could you see any way that Spurs would change their mind on that?
For January,
yeah.
I can't see it for January. I mean, especially when you go in, I think he's a player that can probably command a very high fee and have a good few clubs interested in. But the actual scene is they've now missed out on Mark Guehi. So I think he's a player that a lot of teams would like. I think he complements other centre-halves as well, especially with his pace and the fact that he can break lines carrying the ball into midfield. We've seen him score a couple of outstanding goals. But, yeah, I think he's a great addition to many teams, but don't see it this month.